Harrison will take the draw at the X. Kyle Harrison head-to-head. Hopkins in the home blue, the top seed. Second half underway from Baltimore. Things get very physical. Harned really laying the lumber. Still no possession to begin the second half. Ball loose at midfield. Harrison comes away for Hopkins with a good speed, running away from the orange and scores! What an effort, Kyle Harrison. Exactly why he is a Thornton Award finalist for the nation's best. Incredible physical display.
This ground ball scenario was one of the hardest fought we've seen all day. Harrison, the speed in the midfield, you can see once he got it going here, there was no stopping. The shot on the run pings the corner. Versatility, emotion to Wharton finalist Kyle Harrison. He was a finalist last year. Loves to write, a great high school basketball player. His lacrosse skills becoming refined every week.
How tough and grueling is this sport? Kyle Harrison just grabbed that ground ball after the incredible battle for possession, went the length of the field, scored a goal. Now he's going to take the draw again at the X. And a procedure call. Illegal motion goes against Hopkins. Lee Felsman, what do you have on that? We'll get back to Leaf in a moment. On the calls that have been made.
Saw that a lot last week in the quarterfinals, Dave. Andrew Corno, the best face-off guy in the country for Georgetown, was waived for illegal procedure 4 times and never really even got to showcase his skills. These officials have clamped down on all the cheating that goes on before a face-off. See, Hopkins has switched up their defense and putting a short stick on Brian Nee. Matt Field right here in that matchup. Actually, now they switch back.
Nee for Crockett. Powell just the one helper, as Quint mentioned, so far in that first half. Syracuse for the game.
Syracuse down a man. They only have 5 on offense right now.
Penalty clears. Doherty is out of the box now, so it is full strength. Low for Powell. Spectacular athlete. You saw the front flip this year. He can do that on the cross field. Not much he hasn't accomplished as the incredible number 22 tradition continues at Syracuse. All the players wore a 22 shirt commemorating Powell's great accomplishments. Here's Lindsay and the 22 straight bids to the national semis.
See the referees with their hands up. Syracuse has been warned. Stalling warning. Got to keep it in the box.
Lindsay lost the handle. Quick stick tries. Malone can't find it. Powell a sprint. Hopkins scores on the other end. Ford got free, and the Bronco doesn't miss from there. It's their first lead of the game. 7-6 Jays.
Here comes one of the Hopkins runs. Watch Benson Irwin. The control, the strength. And then the power on the shot. Ford blows it past Piper. But the defense was there for Hopkins, and you're playing with a little more emotion. Petramala's words at halftime obviously sunk in.
10 goals now for Ford in 3 NCAA tournament games, up to 101 for his great career. Battle in midfield. Harrison wins another draw from Brennan, so they've really turned the tables on that stat in the second half. Here comes Kyle Harrison again. Wide shoots, and Piper goes down low to block the shot. Booted out there by Ford, keeps the possession alive. Oh, put right there, LeSueur.
Great save.
And Piper cut down the angle somehow.
What a great save. I tell you, McDermott got the loose ball quickly to LeSueur. Somehow, Jay Piper, in super mode, watch how his stick is not on this, but watch how he uses his body. He's going to be tested. I tell you, his emotional capacity to deal with stress is just so amazing, especially considering that this defense was young and took a while to gel this season. I tell you, if he was a more intense guy, I don't know if he would have made it through the month of March.
Gronkowski for Bolin. Crisscrossing with Connor Ford.
Syracuse back in their zone. Gronkowski looking to assistant coach Seth Tierney, the nephew of Bill Tierney of Princeton, for some instructions on how they want to attack the zone.
Gronkowski getting the big offensive half for Hopkins.
Drive him out, Jerry, drive him out. Back low. Drive it out.
Gronkowski slides. One step ahead of him was Piper. Great kick save.
You could hear Piper talking to his defender. Drive him out, Jay. Drive him out, Jay. These goalies are in constant communication with their defenders.
Hey, who's going, Tom?
Jared Park. Short stick defensive midfielder. Great job to clear the zone. He'll step in that box. Makes the clear official. Comes off for Lakutis. Now it's Crockett. What will the great Mike Powell do now? And could this be his last game as an Orange Star? There he is behind the cage, creating. Steven Brooks regains. Brooks seeing some time offensive side of the field. Didn't see much of that last week against Georgetown. On the wing a lot, though.
It's amazing in these playoff games how every shift, Dave.
Rommel by the shot. Jump scores! Greg Rommel. His first of the game. Another Syracuse native and another Henniger Black Knight.
From the opposite end zone, Rommel's inside. He just curls to space, and the players bail out. Here's the pass again inside. Rommel just curls to space, and the defense is just late. Raymond's got to get out and get in his hands. Rommel only a sophomore. You talk about a student athlete. That's Greg Rommel. Highly recruited, considered going to Princeton. Excellent grades. Gets it done both in the classroom and on the lacrosse field.
Procedure call. Goes against Syracuse off the draw. Brennan and Pizer took it that time, so Harrison is swapped out. Hopkins gets it back. Greg Rommel starting quarterback multiple years at that Henniger High powerhouse football team in the city of Syracuse, New York. Another versatile athlete. Clint talked about his versatility in the classroom too. Down of Hopkins in a tie game. Taking on a much different complexion in the two prior meetings, one last year in the national semis, all Hopkins, and this season in Baltimore.
You knew it had to all week. The coaches both talked about this being a new chapter.
Now the move got free. Warning off call.
Warning off occurs when a player in possession of the ball uses his free hand or arm to hold, push, or control the direction of the opponent's stick check.
Kyle Dowd, guilty party.
Watch his left hand. Right there with his elbow in his hand. Excellent call.
Did so for DePietro. Successful clear for Syracuse. And the Orange set up again, offensive end. Turnover number so far. Doherty for Lindsay.
21.
Malone and Powell, along with Crockett on the attack. Powell, Malone, missed the target, not by much.
He can shoot.
Huge shot.
He can shoot. It's a good possession shot, though. You'd rather miss wide than have the goalie catch the ball.
Surprised to see Powell misfire on a pass play. Picked up, luckily for the Orange, by their long stick in their end. And here's Doherty, some room. Heads up play from John Wright. Doherty winds, big shot. Backed up by Powell again of the Orange. Retained possession under 9 to go, and Powell triggers play. Can't take a breath in this game. Powell with it. Stop and go. Watched by Garvey. Doherty ground ball. Can he get to it?
That's a
Back
push.
midfield.
Play on. No whistle. Because
No whistle,
Syracuse
stopping play there. Yeah. So it's Lindsay. Gets the pick from Valone. Top offensive skill players on the field now for Syracuse. Another classic brewing here between these two long-time powerhouses. Quick shot. That was Lindsay. Left-handed laser beam. Smith a piece of it. Ball moves far side. Orange keeps it. Crockett, great move. Shot deflected from behind.
Trail check right there. Crockett with the textbook inside roll. You see Lindsay, Valone, Brian Crockett, Yorktown High School. Perennial power in Westchester County.
Benson Irwin made a great slide defensively there, Quint. Got a piece of the move from Crockett and broke it up. Doherty carries in. Try that quick
Multiple
slide
shot possession right here. This is
coming up next on ESPN2 Elimination Saturday continues the Women's College World Series. Florida State, Washington. For those of you in Tallahassee, Thomasville, Panama City, Jacksonville, Florida, as well as viewers in Seattle, Tacoma area. We'll get you out to that game right in time for the opening pitch. And we'll keep you up to date on our conclusion here in Baltimore. So stay tuned. Doherty shot. Smith makes a great save and a quick outlet.
good save by Scott Smith. I tell you, talk about a defense being put up against the ropes. And it was Syracuse on a possession that lasted over 2 minutes, multiple shots. Finally, Smith was able to save and collect the ball and hitting Matt Field with the aggressive outlet pass. But that was a very impressive offense of series for Syracuse.
Bolin gets the pick from LeSueur. Kowski in the far corner. John White, close defense, long stick all over him. Bolin for Harrison. Kyle had a great goal to begin the scoring in the second half off a wild scrum for the loose ball. High for a piece of it. Somehow, Rakowski for Bolin. Harrison a spin move. Kyle Harrison. How quick is he? Quick shot. And Piper denies him.
Well defended by DePietro.
But Wright's outlet. Ian Panarelli got crossed up a bit. Hopkins takes it right back.
Second chances. Failure to clear makes your job doubly hard. I tell you, DePietro really hung tough with Kyle Harrison as he was shaking and baking, going left, going right.
That was the night save as Bolin charges in. Another great play made, Piper.
High school teammates at Gilman just up the street, Bolin and Piper.
Battle far sideline, out of bounds to Syracuse. And the Orange take it back.
He's got terrific eyes and focus on the rock. Cool as a cucumber, never lets anything get him down. Excellent with his outlet passes. 7-1 in NCAA playoff games. And when you're talking goaltending, that's all it comes down to. It's like pitching in baseball. Just get the W. What can you do to put your team in the spot to get the W?
Tied a career high. It was 19 saves last week against Georgetown, but then the Orange sloppy in midfield on their clear try, what looked like a relatively easy play. And Dave Petromala's Blue Jays will get it right back. 5.5 left, third period. A couple of key turnovers here, third quarter, hurting the Orange in their chances to take the lead back. Down for Pizer.
Syracuse in a man-to-man against the second midfield. They've been zoning the first midfield for the most part, trying to play a little more man-to-man against this group.
Joe McDermott, right-handed cradle. Moves again for Dowd. Hopkins content at this point to take its time. Down feet. Perry free for a moment, but right there. Good slide defense. John Wright with a long step. McDermott. Pizer stop and go. Switches left-hand shot. Scores! is Greg Pizer, a sophomore out of Cold Spring Harbor High School, New York State. Gives Hopkins the 1-goal advantage again.
Pizer is one of 6 Blue Jays whose older brothers played here at Hopkins. Left-handed. Take a look at his footwork in super slow-mo. You talk about shaking and baking. Watch him plant, change directions, little swim move, set his feet for the shot. Beautiful camera work. So much of dodging and going to the goal is about your footwork.
Ground ball off the draw. What game are we playing here, Connor Ford? Soccer or lacrosse? Trying to boot that a bit. And the whistle off of the draw will give Syracuse a clear try.
I tell you, he's been face guarded the entire game. He's really been taken out of Hopkins all even offense. Credit Syracuse, they're putting a short stick on it. Sometimes it's Andrew Boyle, sometimes it's Don Vidosh. They're just face guarding him. Hopkins is forced to play offense with only 5 guys.
Stephen Brooks, midfielder, will walk the ball into the box. Has been heading off on a change for some more skill in the field, but it'll stay on for now. Rocket for Zink. Alex had 6 points in the NCAA opening win over Albany, 21-13 up at the Carrier Dome in Syracuse. Goal last week against Georgetown, too. Here he is, 29. Orange jersey.
He's playing midfield right now, Dave. He's playing on this second group of midfielders with Brooks and Rommel. He's a matchup problem because he's an attackman. Surprised he's not taking the ball behind the net.
Here's Mike Powell. Pick from Crockett. Feeds, shot. Brooks. Big deflection way out off that shot track from Brooks. Play kept alive, Syracuse. Orange trying to take advantage. Unsettled. Score! Greg Rommel again. Second goal of the quarter. And the Orange tied up one more time.
Rommel peaking at the right time. Watson can't control it. Field can't control it. Showing good strength, getting to the middle of the field. 5-hole between the wickets. We're tied up. Watch the second look. You see Benson Irwin basically try to tackle Greg Rommel. Rommel, good strength. Wanted to pass the ball to Powell, and eventually says, oh, I guess I got to shoot it, and does.
Has this ever been a close game, folks? 7th tie of our semifinal contest. Harrison, Brennan. And the youngster again wins the draw in the X for Syracuse. Top midfield. Out there for John Vesco in the orange. Lindsey, Malone, Doherty. Kevin Doherty. Right-hand cradle. Quick shot. Laser beam, fast release. Don't forget, coming up next at ESPN2, Elimination Saturday continues. Women's College World Series. For those of you in Tallahassee, Thomasville, Panama City, Jacksonville, Florida, as well as Seattle, Tacoma area. We'll get you out to that game for the first pitch. We'll keep you updated on what's happening here in Baltimore at the Lacrosse National Semifinals. Lindsey for Doherty. Crockett. Hit hard. Releases to Doherty. Syracuse stays on the attack, going down toward 2 left, third quarter. Quick shot. Doherty scores again! Kevin Doherty. The Hofstra transfer. Syracuse again leads by 1.
What you gotta love about Doherty's game is that he's always got the green light in his mind, and he's always looking to push it. Not much of an angle right there. With the telestrator, if you freeze it right here, you see this is the key defender right here. Should he help out or should he not? He makes the decision, but he's too late. Doesn't get there in time. Yeah, what I like about this guy is pushing it. He pushes it, he pushes it, he pushes it. He's never met a shot he doesn't like, and good things happen. You can just tell by the way he handles his stick. He's got tremendous confidence.
Brennan, a battle with Pizer. At midfield, the X. Park trying to come off the wing for Syracuse, the ground ball. And here's Piper to handle. There's John Desko telling us that Doherty was under-recruited coming out of Syracuse, New York, as a high school player. Didn't make the Central New York Empire State Games team. That's a good New York State tournament held every year, and a real gauge for lacrosse talent in terms of recruiting base. Got a lot of ties.
Yeah, one thing about
Syracuse up for the first time.
As the sport grows nationally, it's become really such a much bigger national chore. You got high schools in Florida, Texas, Michigan, Colorado, California. I was in Seattle last week watching the state championship there. Mercer Island team had some absolute incredible athletes, 6'2", 190-pounders, playing in Washington State.
Mike Powell, intent to be a passer today, still has not scored a goal. Feeds crossfield, Bucktooth scores! Brad Bucktooth winds, cranks, and scores on Smith. Feed from Powell. A couple of Central New Yorkers hook up for an orange tally.
How about this pass from Mike Powell? It's just a lob pass over the entire defense. You see the quick double team that he draws? Well, who's open? It's Bucktooth. Boom, he nails the corner. And they're going crazy up in Central New York. Bucktooth, a sophomore from the Onondaga Nation. Powell with the assist. He's got eyes in the back of his head. He knows where the open man is. And as soon as that double team flashes towards Mike Powell, he's unselfish. He's not looking to run through the double team. He's looking to spread the wealth.
Brennan, success again. And Park, ground ball. Under 50 seconds now to go in this quarter. Coming here from M&T Bank Stadium, Baltimore, Maryland. We have Ryan, Rick Kesnick, Leif Elsmo. Our entire crew, so glad you could join us. Doubleheader day here on ESPN2. Navy defeated Princeton already in the other semifinal. Don't forget, for those of you waiting, the first pitch, Florida State, Washington, in the Tallahassee area or Seattle areas will get you out to the beginning of that game. Lindsay, quick stick try, what a save made.
I thought that Syracuse would hold for the last shot there, Dave. They pushed. Hopkins was caught napping, and Smith bailed him out. Took that one off the face mask.
Did he ever? Lindsay regains unsettled final seconds. Sean Lindsay scores! Just 3 seconds to go in the quarter. Reminiscent of last week's last second game winner over Georgetown dives toward the net. And the Orange now, largest lead by 3.
4 straight goals. Diving through the crease. That was going to be a push call against Matt Pinto. But you can see once you get inside, once you get that inside leverage and the defender's on your back. Shovel shot backhanded. Lindsay. It started with Rommel, then Doherty, then Bucktooth, and now Lindsay. All midfielders. All superior athletes. 4 straight for the Orange.
27th of the year for Lindsay. First of this game. His roommate, one of his best buddies, Valone, fed him on the game winner against Georgetown last week. There's a procedure call before the draw is even taken.
Delay a game.
Delay against Hopkins.
They'll take a shot here from 40 yards.
They'll have 3 seconds to trigger and shoot.
And another flag on the far side.
In the last
There's a call to
3
be made
minutes.
right here, Dave.
Yeah, there
Here
was.
it is. You see the referee.
Technical call. We'll sort that out when we return to Baltimore. 11-8 game.
Quint and Dave was on one man, 37. He was a slash call on him, 60 seconds. He did not get off the field in time. 30 more seconds. 3 seconds taken off. 1 minute, 27 seconds left on the one man. There are 1 man down penalty for that long.
All right, Syracuse in the orange here, Leaf. An opportunity now, 6-on-5. Pinto's the man serving over there. Penalty box for Hopkins. What a chance for the Orange, already on a 4-0 run. As we begin the 4th quarter. The goal line extended. 11 Malone, Crockett, Powell, Lindsay. All a little bit of room. Man up for the Orange. He has a hat trick. Lost the handle, scoops up that ground ball. Syracuse 3 for 3 with a man up so far. Dave Petromala told Lee Felsmo at halftime, got to shut that down. Second half, here's one way to do it. Knee shot was blocked, never got to Smith.
Wow, look at the ground ball.
Everywhere.
Look at the ground ball play. Knee just dove for that ball, collided with Benson Irwin.
Powell, a pass instead of a shot this time. Off for Lindsay, but his shot was partially blocked. Now it's a loose ball, and anyone's ball. Midfield. Ditzel lost the handle, trying to grab it one-handed.
It's going to be an early timeout in the fourth quarter to save the possession. Take a look at Powell. In his career, he's only had 3 scoreless games. 2 of those are against Johns Hopkins. Today, I think he's done a wonderful job today, spreading and distributing and drawing the double team, then realizing, hey, it's not going to be my day in terms of penetrating, but I can get my teammates involved, and he's done that.
They got to win. They're up 3.
3 Powell brothers now have come through Syracuse wearing the 22 at one time or another. Mike has worn all 4 years. The team,
when you're red, you're not just passing
as we see Kevin Donahue, the assistant coach.
Work right now. You understand me?
Casey Powell burst onto the scene in 1995 with a brand of lacrosse that will never be duplicated. And then Ryan, a little more of a blue-collar player, a little grittier, a little tougher. And Mike, the quickest of the 3, surpassed all the records. The bar was set. Mike he's approaching 300 points.
The team won the 2000 National Championship, Quinn. Tearful celebration to follow. Mike Powell then was a high school player in Carthage. Ryan and Casey told them that you, in fact, will be the next number 22. As Ryan looked up and said, now it's your number.
That was a great moment.
Mike took it over. 299 points, first all time. Behind his brother is incredibly tied with 287, exactly the same amount of points. Will this be his last game is the question. Hopkins is trying to kill the time off. Get the extra attacker on, and now we're back to full strength. 6-on-6 offensive field play for the Jays. Only down by 3.
So Syracuse can sit back in their zone and say, hey, Jay Pfeiffer, get us into another national championship game. We're going to concede the 12 and 13-yard shot. Can you make the save? Time on Syracuse's side.
Rakowski spins and bobs. Marked there closely by Boyle. Rakowski backs him in again. Switches hands. Harrison. Poland with it. Trying to set up the Bronco. Ford. A Seward bounce shot. Pfeiffer answers the call.
Masur pays the price. That's an ideal zone defense. When Masur stepped in to the interior, the Orange, they swarmed. Physical play. It was a slow shot off the sport grass surface. Easy save.
Lindsay left the ball behind. Poke loose on a nice play by Corey Harden.
Great hustle by Crockett behind the play, though, to see that ball trickle free. He was about 25 yards away, Dave.
Rush to the rescue.
That's 10 right there. 21!
Now it's Powell. Goal line extended. Mike Powell. Scores! Quick release. Spectacular goal, Syracuse. Finally, his first of the game on the big stage here in Baltimore.
Syracuse's defense, it's a new group. The zone has paid dividends. Look at the physical play. This is a big, strong group. Lasor gets buried at the other end. Powell senses, hey, I got space. Shows a little quickness, shows a little strength, dives through the crease, puts that over the shoulder of Scott Smith. His first goal of the day. I've got him unofficially for 4 points. He's got 300 points on his career either way. A new Syracuse record. The bar is set even higher.
6 points, 3 goals, 3 helpers in the first round win over Albany. 3 goals last week against Georgetown. Now a big game against Hopkins as well. He told us yesterday these are the games he lives for. Park playing hard. Forces a turnover. Jared Park got Pizer to step out of bounds, getting physical. Big play, and Ryan Powell loves it.
Park, Brennan, and Gallagher with the hustle play. You see Gallagher get the stick in the numbers, forcing Pizer down the wing. Park squares up shoulder to shoulder, and it's almost like a tackling drill in football where the fullback's coming up the middle and the linebacker. Hey, you got nowhere to go, Greg Pizer. I'm forcing you out of bounds. If he did that in the soccer field in Syracuse, he'd get a red card.
That's right. That'd be it for you. Navy Mids into the title game, first time since the mid-70s. Who will be the opponent? The Orange have a 4-goal lead. Winding down time, fourth quarter. See how patient they are with this possession.
Syracuse dynasty started back in 1983. In a game played at Rutgers University, the Orange trailed by 8 goals in the third quarter against Johns Hopkins. Rallied and won that ball game. Brad Kotz was the hero that day. And since then, every single year they've made the NCAA championship weekend. 8 NCAA titles in the process.
Last came in 2002. John Descona, 6 years, won 2 titles. Darney does it again. Kevin Darney, a 6-0 Syracuse run, his 4th of the game. And the Orange see the balloon to 5 now. 13-8.
It's been a story of midfield shooting. Darney, right-handed, switches hands, leans in, and somehow nails the corner. I mean, we're talking accuracy, folks, there, and he knows it. He just stings the far corner. Magnificent shot. The midfield shooting has been sensational. He's got 4. Lindsay's got a goal. Bucktooth, Rommel, and then down low, Nee and Powell have done some damage as well.
Pizer wins a big draw. McDermott some speed. Forward winds. Pfeiffer makes a big save. Rebound loose for Berry. Jay Pfeiffer twice shuts the door on Hopkins. 2 huge saves. Quint mentioned earlier, can he make the lead stand up? With efforts like that, the answer is yes with a capital Y.
At the beginning of the tournament, there were 16 teams, and people asked me, hey, who's got the best goalie? Matt Russell at Navy? I said, no. In NCAA play, it's Jay Pfeiffer. He's got experience. He's got poise. You can't phase him. So cool and calm.
Underway, Florida State, Washington, and Oklahoma City. Big elimination Saturday, Women's College World Series. Keep you updated on that contest. First, we finish business here in Baltimore, national semifinal. Top seeded, top ranked. Johns Hopkins in a heap of trouble now. Under 10 left, they're down by 5.
This is the most goals Hopkins they've given up all season. You got to go back to 2 years ago up in the Carrier Dome when Syracuse beat them. I believe they got to 15 that day. Hopkins has only given up double digits once this season. That was in a win against the University of Maryland.
Powell off the pipe with a dipsy-do behind the back shot. Can you believe the incredible ability of Mike Powell? He almost scored it, folks. That would have been something.
You could see him look up to gauge it, put the shot in his crosshairs and flicked it over his shoulder.
Incredible athlete, no question. One of the most electrifying the game of lacrosse has ever known at this level, without question. Now it's Bowman. Shots, Syracuse the advantage there.
Powell used to be a ball boy for Syracuse when Casey was there 9 years ago. He was about 12 years old, and he used to get bigger ovations during timeouts when he'd run out into the field and shoot on Otto the Orange, the mascot.
Harrison scores! Kyle Harrison, second of the second half and of the game. And Hopkins not done yet. Pulling to within 4.
6 straight goals answered by Harrison on the telestrator. Freeze it right here. Look at the way the Syracuse defenders are lined up, creating all sorts of space. Now rolling. Harrison sees that space, drives hard, and beats Jay Pfeiffer from close range. Tight ISO, that straight overhand shot is tough. Typically players will shoot to the far post. I believe that time he stuck that near side.
Second goal, 26 of the year for him. Dave Petrovalo telling us this week Harrison's a little bit like the Wayne Gretzky of lacrosse in that he is the guy who sets up the person who has the assist on a goal a lot. But today they've relied on him for other things as well. Someone's hurt for Syracuse. Park is down in a heap, 15 yards in front of his goal. It's Jared Park, the two-sport star at Syracuse also.
He was hurt early last week, Dave.
That's right, soccer player. John Desko concerned. He was hurt, chest injury last week up at Cornell in Ithaca, New York. In the game against Georgetown, Christian Brothers Academy.
A jarring collision in that game early, and then he disappeared. He never made it back on the field. Talking to Roy Simmons III this week, said Jared was ready to go, but that was a similar collision. You see him flick the ball, oh, and just take it right off the midsection. It was sore, right in the sternum.
Brian Nee for the Orange was shaken up so badly at the end of their game with Georgetown last week, returned to play. They hope Park can do the same thing. Not many people on the planet, Quint, can do what Michael Powell can do at times. He is as spectacular as they come.
He can see shots that other people don't even know exist. This will come over the shoulder in super slow-mo. Look at Garvey. He's locked on him pretty good. But you can't cover both sides, and that ball hits the post. Say it ain't so, Mikey. You got to keep playing after this weekend. Kids out there, they love you. They live to watch you play. Keep playing, Mikey.
Told us yesterday he loves to sit down at Harry's restaurant right on the Syracuse campus, play the guitar and sing. He gets as much enjoyment out of that as he does from playing lacrosse. Got to go with what you love. Malone to Lindsay. 8:15 and counting.
Syracuse is going to chew the clock up right now. If you're Hopkins defense, you got to start stepping out, stretch out, and try to get the ball on the carpet here. There's no shot clock in college lacrosse.
Malone works to the top of the box outside of that, actually. For Doherty. The big offensive game has 4. Lindsay, top midfield, out there for John Desko. Powell thinking crazy angle again. Anything's possible. Knee is free. Instead of pass. Try the quick stick play.
Great
Malone got dumped.
Okay, Crockett's come up with 2 or 3 ground balls in the offensive zone to maintain possessions. He's not been a factor in terms of scoring goals. But I'm impressed with the hustle, the head, heart, and hustle that he's showing.
Malone, big save, Smith. Rock Steve Malone, and Hopkins comes away with it. Chris Watson with a long stick. Garvey. And the Jays will call timeout with 7:03 to go. Let's go back down to Lee Felsmo.
Dave, in the huddle, Dave Petramala, coach of Hopkins, said he wants his team to release sooner, slide faster. He also said, you've scored 4 goals very fast, faster than you've got time left in this game. You can win it. Let's go. Back up to you.
We'll see if Kyle Harrison can do just that, Leaf. Left-handed cradle for Kyle. Advance around the perimeter of the box again. Bolin gets a pick high from Ford.
I tell you can't say enough about the Syracuse defense today. 17 goals they surrendered to the Blue Jays in March. Today it's a different story.
Lesueur. Harrison fakes. Left-handed shot. Kyle still with it. With a right-handed cradle. Top of the box again. The Orange able to stuff whatever Hopkins has to offer.
They've owned their individual matchups. When they've broken down their goaltender, Jay Piper has made the save. They've mixed in a sprinkling of man-to-man and zone. Andrew Sullivan, the short stick.
Rakowski had a big first half offensively. Not much doing in the second 30 minutes. Kevin Bolin checked hard. Quick shot. Rakowski fired. Piper way out of the crease. Field the ball beyond the goal line. And a perfect outlet to the defense, but second pass a bit wide. Orange get a break.
Excellent play by the goaltender, realizing that no one's accounting for the goalie. So Piper steps out, gets the loose ball, and then realizing that the entire Hopkins team had flowed to his side of the field, much like soccer, it's a cross-field pass.
Rocket helps feed out to Doherty. He's got 4 goals. Offensive star for the Orange to this point. This is a big possession, Quinn.
You can kill a minute or 2 here if you're Syracuse. This baby's over. And there'll be many broken hearts in Baltimore after this one.
Malone for Lindsay. Can the Orange put it away? Doherty thought about a shot. Backs in on the defense. Passes instead for Knee.
I think of 2 years of frustration for Hopkins last year in the national title game. This year with the expectations and the hope. 13-1, ranked #1 for the majority of the season.
Lost to Virginia on the road. They lost to Virginia last year in the title game as well. They score! Shot put right on again for the Orange. What a game for Doherty. Five goals today for the transfer from Hofstra, and our Central New Yorkers ever glad he made the switch from the island to Syracuse.
Perimeter passing, Malone. And when a guy gets a hot hand in terms of shooting, you've got to stretch your matchup. This is just too much cushion. Look at this. You can't even see him. He's got about a 7-yard cushion, which allows him to wind up from close range. 5 goals. It's always been a senior career high for Syracuse. They've always had seniors play big in championship games. Nick Liccamelli, Roy Colsey, Gary Gate, Paul Gate, MVP of the '89 game, Brad Kotz. They've always had some midfielders step up and do some big-time goal scoring.
At the right time. It's happened again. Park off the ground ball. Possession off that face-off. The wings on the X have done an incredible job for Syracuse today. Powell has got it. Orange have a 5-goal lead. Rolling down to 4 minutes now and counting left in Hopkins' season unless they can stage a dramatic turnaround. Garvey watches Powell. Powell feeds. Kudus. Here's Rommel.
This is just keep away right now.
Ready, go, ready, go!
Rocket with it. Greg Rommel. Brooks, left-handed cradle.
When it's all said and done, they'll talk about Doherty shooting, but they'll talk about the 4-goal run at the end of the 3rd quarter. It came within 3 minutes and 16 seconds. And eventually, Syracuse put together a 6-goal run, Dave.
Top of the 2nd, win Oklahoma City, Florida State, and Washington. We'll get you there as soon as we finish our action here in Baltimore.
Stay with it, stay with it.
Elimination Saturday and OKC at the Women's College World Series. Same goes for here in Baltimore, national semifinals in lacrosse. Princeton is done after being bounced by Navy. Hopkins on the verge now of elimination. Under 3 to go, and Syracuse has no need to even attack. Brooks left-handed cradle. Around they go. Knee scores! Brian Knee! All Powell's love what they see. Ryan, the assistant, Mike on the field, Casey where he's watching, and little Mason, the other Powell brother. He's coming up. He's only in grade school, but maybe he'll be next.
He's a goalie. Here's Knee turning the corner. What a great start he had in the first half with a hat trick in the first half. The pressure for Hopkins, they overplay Knee, and look at him carry it with such confidence and poise, turning the corner. Celebration. The Syracuse faithful here. Let's go Orange. Looks like another trip to the national title game on Monday. Total domination in the second half.
Flag flies off the one face-off of Syracuse. Ground ball hit, and that will be a call coming up. Against Hopkins, Dave Petromel's team. Down by 6 in a shocker. based on what has happened with these two teams head-to-head in the past. The preparation and game plan that went into this for John Desko and Syracuse. The zone defense, in your mind, the biggest key?
Face-offs, that man right there, Danny Brennan, the freshman. Difference from early in the season. 2 was the mixing and matching from the zone to the man-to-man. But I thought in their man-to-man game, Dave, they took care of their own individual matchups. John Wright, tremendous game. Panarelli, tremendous game.
It's been a while since Hopkins has won it. 87, their last NCAA title. It appears it will have to wait at least one more year. Orange have scored 8 of the last 9. And now with the man advantage here, why rush anything? 2 and counting left in Hopkins' season. It appears we'll have Syracuse Navy, 2:30 Eastern on ESPN. National championship game on Monday afternoon. See who takes home the crown. Navy won its first ever NCAA title. Syracuse gunning for its 9th ever.
2 goalies on top of their game, 2 face-off specialists. Pazanka and Brennan will do battle. Can the Navy defense shut down this Orange attack? You've got basically the best defense in the country statistically against the best offense.
Powell will hold it. Man up is over, back to full strength. 6 aside. Zink and Powell play catch. Hopkins desperate now for something to happen. Zink sucks the defense out, gets a double team for his trouble. And who's there to scoop up the loose ball but Mike Powell. 1 minute to go and counting. The Orange edge closer to the national championship game. 46, 9:23 in the house today, a brand new record.
And with Navy in the finals on Monday, wouldn't be surprised to see 50.
Powell and Syracuse just running away from Hopkins. They'll have to double team, pull Smith out of the crease. They're wide open net now. Powell won't even shoot. Doesn't want to risk losing possession. With only 20 seconds left, it won't matter. The Syracuse Orange will head to the national championship game on Monday afternoon. A warning call here, warning off on Crockett late with just 11 seconds left, but it won't matter a bit.
The Syracuse team that we saw last week, Dave, in the quarterfinals, didn't play loose. Today, they played like had a chip on their shoulder. Our winning moment, our Pontiac high-performance moment. Dan Brennan, face-off domination. Doherty, shooting accuracy. Syracuse now will roll into the championship looking for title number 9. Pfeiffer, 8-1 in tournament games.
There might be a second left on the clock. That was one issue before we officially start the celebration for Syracuse. There is 1 tick left. John Desko's going to just have to wait a few more moments. And it'll be a long evening. Enjoying a great season for Dave Petromalo, but he'll fall 1 step shy in the semis. Syracuse will play in the championship game Monday against Navy. They'll go for their 9th NCAA Lacrosse Championship. Dominant performance today in so many categories. Celebration time in Central New York.